Okay, so Anime Expo 2022, it's officially in the books. We got a lot of information from this Anime Expo from the different panels. One panel in particular that I was interested in was the Jujutsu Kaisen panel. I was curious as to what particularly they were going to speak to and talk about within this panel. If I had to guess before we got any information at all, I would have said at least a teaser or some sort of semblance of a release date besides just all of 2023 for Jujutsu Kaisen. That did not happen, and it's not the end of the world. It's not a big deal. But people on Twitter are very upset. Jujutsu Kaisen is a very popular series. Season 1 exponentially skyrocketed the popularity of this series. There was one instance in this panel that was particularly interesting. The director for season 1 of Jujutsu Kaisen, Sung-Hoo Park, is fantastic. He did a wonderful job. It was stated in the panel that he was hard at work for season 2 of the series. Well, now, 2 days later, they have since redacted that statement, meaning that Park's involvement in Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 is unconfirmed. And this is leading a lot of people on Twitter to kind of argue and debate on if there is going to be a return for Park for season 2. Are they looking for another director? What is going on? I believe Park separated from Mappa Studios, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100%. But there's just a lot of miscommunication, misunderstanding, specifically Jujutsu Kaisen and the Anime Expo stuff. Now, people on Twitter are very upset because, like I said, Jujutsu Kaisen is so popular, and people kind of want the same thing that we got in season 1, because if you've watched season 1 of Jujutsu Kaisen, wonderful experience to watch and enjoy that anime. So it only makes sense that people kind of want him to come back and possibly do season 2. That is not confirmed yet. I'm sure at some point we'll get more information on season 2. Still kind of in the midst of like the ending of the wrap up of Jujutsu Kaisen 0 stuff all over the world. Just got this expo where they kind of talked about season 1. Some information that we did get is that we're getting a Blu-ray release for season 1 part 1. That was kind of cool. And I'm sure at some point we'll get a physical release of Jujutsu Kaisen 0. Retail stores everywhere. I'm betting probably around the holiday season is when we're going to get that. That is not confirmed. That is just my guess on it, honestly. But it wasn't just Jujutsu Kaisen that didn't get a whole lot of information. I talked about Chainsaw Man like a week ago, potentially getting a trailer and a release date at Anime Expo, and none of that happened. And it just goes to show you that with these big events, with Anime Expo, with these panels for these big time anime, it is not guaranteed that we're going to get any sort of information at all. Is that a bad thing? No, it doesn't really matter. It's going to happen eventually. People just like to get excited. It's kind of like the Nintendo Directs, or when Marvel does their big thing where they announce all of the cool new shows coming up. People want that now for anime. So with something like Anime Expo being as big of a deal as it is, anime is as popular as those other things now, and people want those big reveals, the big flashy presentations with the trailer drops and the information. And it's really cool for me, for somebody who grew up in the 90s being an anime fan that no one cared about back then, to see people getting upset just because a director from a first season of an anime isn't going to be in a second season. Allegedly, we don't know yet. But I definitely think it's getting to a point where Anime Expo and just these big reveals for anime are going to become bigger and bigger. Because if you saw any footage from Anime Expo, it was crowded. They had to stop physically letting people into the building because there was too many people there. If that doesn't tell you that anime in 2022 is at its peak of popularity, I don't know what will. Let me know what you think about all these developments with Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 not having a release date. Sung-Hoo Park not allegedly maybe not being a part of season 2. We don't know for sure yet. There's just a lot of unknowns, and that's okay. So I'm gonna get out of here. That was a lot of information. Subscribe if you're new. Drop a like. Thanks for watching. Peace.